have a debate. We talking about popping, I promise don't feel in the way. I took the bodies up out of my closet.
What's up, guys? This your boy, Mr. I240. I'm back with another episode today. Hey, man, you know how this thing go. I've been busy grinding and working. I just wrote this episode within 2 days. I wrote this within 2 days. I'm actually surprised that this is the most I ever wrote an episode ever. But I really wanted to put this one out and get out my stats and my research right and stuff like that. Hey, I missed you guys. I appreciate the love the page been getting. You know what I'm saying? Momentum. Whether it's 27 views, 1,000 views, or whatever. As long as the views going up and the subscribers is hitting. If you're new to the page, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to get this bread. And plus, outside of money, I really love doing this. I love professional wrestling. I've been watching this since I was a little kid my whole life. And of course, y'all know how we do this channel. Most important, we gotta thank the big man above, Lord Jesus Christ, God. If it weren't for him, it won't be no me, won't be no page, won't be no y'all. So you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to drop this banger. I know y'all been seeing the promotion because, like I said, I think this is one of the best ones to me personally. That I probably put my heart, blood, sweat, and tears to this. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the last episode on getting a lot of love and respect. And I think that was episode 62. I forgot the name of that jump, but go watch that jump right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a banger. You know what I'm saying? That jump got like 77 views within 6, 7, 10 days. Within the last video was he the greatest of all time? Only got 72 views within 2 weeks. So I feel like I'm doing something right, and I just want to continue to drop these bangers towards y'all. But enough about that. This episode right here is called Rematch. It's up. We've been waiting for this. And this wasn't even my first subject, to be honest with you, but I wasn't even finna do this episode. I was gonna do the episode called The Baddest Giant, but things changed. I had to scratch that and get straight to the point, you know what I'm saying? I probably record an episode called The Baddest Giant in the future, but going to my first subject and the subjects I got on this episode, I had to put that on hold. And the first subject I want to talk about, blood versus blood, the rematch. The rematch that we all been waiting for. After 3 years, the rematch is happening. The rematch in the making is finally happening. With the tension between the two, from the teasers, from the same segments and teasers and stuff like that, and just Roman ridicule, my main man. We finally getting the rematch at SummerSlam. And of course, I'm talking about main event Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. Then, like I said, 3 years in the making, especially after the last encounter in the Hell in a Cell match, where Roman Reigns manipulated Jimmy and Jey. Jimmy dapping him up. Hey, we hear Uso, I love you, bruh. Roman, hell no, choke your ass out. I'm the champ, I'm the king, I'm the tribal chief. I'm doing what I gotta do to put the blood on the table. Because we all knew Jey Uso wasn't gonna quit. But he had to quit for his brother Jimmy after Roman continued to embarrass Jey again. Then of course y'all remember the stipulations and stuff that of course if Jey lost he had to join Roman Reigns, and we had the infamous scene where he said, I hate you! Why you do me like that? And of course Jey went on later on to join Roman Reigns. Then of course you gotta remember too, this feud elevated Jey to the whole next level. Like he said in the promo that we're gonna talk about later on, his brother injured was a blessing in disguise. Cause look at, he got better. And plus he got manipulated a lot during the early runs of the Tribal Chief where Roman was yelling at him, the I hate you sketch. He used to belittle Jey. If y'all remember the episode of SmackDown when Jey lost a Survivor Series and he still hit Roman Reigns win a Survivor Series, Roman Reigns still whooped that ass. Where he attacked Kevin Owens and Jey. Cause Jey used to be scared of Roman. Especially when he gonna start going cocaine crazy and yelling. Hell, even Paul Heyman used to be scared. Then of course we fast forward. I'm talking about that in the Bloodline episode. So we just gonna fast forward the initiation, why it started. And then the seeds was playing at the Royal Rumble 2023. when Jay had a PSTD moment when Roman Reigns was yelling at Sami Zayn. Because if y'all know, Roman Reigns had just got through defeating Kevin Owens for the Undisputed Championship at the Royal Rumble. And they were beating him down. This when Jay was starting to love Sami like a brother. I love you, bruh. You're part of the bloodline. But then Sami couldn't do his brother like that. Because Roman was beating the hell out of him. He's finna hit him with the steel chair. Roman was like, no, you do it. Sami refused to do it. Then he hit Roman with the steel chair. Everybody in shock and disbelief. Jay was yelling, why don't you do that? Why you do that? Sami looked like, man, I had to, bro. I couldn't take it no more. And then, of course, y'all know Jimmy Uso kicked Sami Zayn in the face. Solo started giving Sami that work. But Jay refused to join. He was just having a meltdown, started crying. He actually loved Sami. He knew it wasn't right. And then he seen Sami within himself. Then, of course, we all know the infamous Instagram promo. He told him to run it back. That was a hint. Then, of course, they were looking for Jay a couple of weeks. But Jay eventually ended up joining back the bloodline. Moment number 2. Why this match started to happen. Elimination Chamber 2023. When Jay returned to the bloodline fully at the Elimination Chamber trying to help out his cousin, but Roman gave him the chair. But we thought for a minute Jay would hit Roman with the chair. But Jay stalled. Roman started pushing him in the face, yelling him at it again. I think Sami Zayn hit Jay. I'm not sure about accident. Of course, Roman Reigns won the match. But, of course, that's when Kevin Owens saved Sami Zayn, and they was finna reunite. But then, we get close to why. Now, this when it really went downhill. Things, of course, changed after WrestleMania 2023. When the Usos lost the Tag Team Championships to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Not only did they lose at WrestleMania, but then they lost the rematch. And the Tribal Chief was starting to distance himself and started being impatient with the guys. And then he started mistreating them. Especially Jimmy. But then, I remember they had the promo before one of the times Roman Reigns, many returns. I don't know what he be gone for a week. Roman Reigns returned. Like, y'all gotta chill out with it. Cool. But when he returned for the Night of Champions, and he was talking to Solo, he said, your problem ain't Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. It's your brothers. And Roman Reigns ripped into both of them. So he said, I'm not a tag team wrestler. Why y'all dedicate a match to me? And Jay begged them, hey, just give us one more chance. We can get the belts back. And that's when he told the wise man, hey, let them know what's going on. They were getting fired up, thinking they could get the rematch. Wrong. Roman took the shot. His greed, his anger got in the way. He wanted all the belts. And he wanted the dominant Uso. Well, 5-2, whatever. Which was Solo. Because you gotta remember, Solo won them the match at Backlash. And we all thought Solo for to give Jay that work. Then, of course, the Night of Champions happened. They having the match. Everything going Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn way. Then, of course, the Usos interfered, trying to help Roman out. Then they made a mistake, kicked Solo Sikoa in the face. And Roman got pissed off. Told me, there ain't no day one no more. Mush Jay. Jimmy had enough. Wham! Super kick heard around the world. Yes. Then Jay couldn't believe it. He called him Joe. Joe, we good, Joe? Jimmy like, no, we gotta go. And of course, Solo got back in the ring, took the hell of a kick, haluva kick. Stunner, 1, 2, 3, peace out. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, still tag team champions. And then Jay was in a sunken place again. He went away again. Everybody looking for Jay, wonder what Jay gonna do. Then, of course, everybody wonder what Jay gonna do. And, of course, they had the promo where Jimmy Uso got peace out the bloodline. Jimmy Uso, they trying to, him and Roman arguing. Roman telling him, kick him in the face, Jay. Kick him in the face. That's the only way this gonna get fixed. But Jay couldn't do it because he loved his brother. And then, of course, Jimmy said, I don't want to need fixing. It's you. They had more words and stuff like that. Jimmy pushed Roman in the face. Jay crying, I need you. I need you. You thought they gonna come back together as a family. One love. Even at a point we all thought Solo was gonna join the group. Cause remember, he even joined his brother because he told the tribal chief, these two right here are my brothers. But then Jimmy and Roman hugging. Come on, we can do this, man. Roman took the mic. No. Roman backed off. Gave Solo the look. Wham! Dropped his brother. Peace out. Jay went away again. He ain't gonna wait this time. He was Solo for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Jay was starting to see the bigger picture. He didn't trust the wise man. He knew that wasn't his cousin. Then, of course, the decision heard around the world. The jealousy between brothers, cousin, everything, excitement in that whole segment. Especially the Jimmy and Jay confrontation. When Roman asked the wise man, who was the only one that had a problem with it when we called Jay main event Jay Uso. And they looked at Jimmy. And Jimmy had to admit the truth. He did. And Jay couldn't believe, like, you doubted me? I expect this from him, but not you. Damn, your own blood. That's how it go. Then, of course, he said, I stepped up, I elevated, I did big things without you. So you're out. And I'm out too. Super kick Roman around the world, crowd going crazy. Solo couldn't believe it. They super kick his ass. Then, of course, the match was made. The Civil War. Well, the Bloodline Civil War. And Money in the Bank. Fast-paced action. Started off a little slow, but it picked up. Then, of course, you got the infamous Spike Spear. You thinking 1, 2, 3, peace out. 1, 2, no. Roman's crying, looking weak. Solo looking disgusted, like he can't believe it. Like, I look up to you, and you crying right now? Solo had to lead the charge. Man, come on, man. They crying. Come on, let's go. Then, of course, the infamous moment happened. They super kicked Solo out the ring. Roman in there by himself. Tag Jimmy to Jay. Big splash. Wham! 1, 2, 3. Peace out. After 3 years, Roman Reigns was pinned to the mat. The last person that pinned to the mat is the man for me on this episode, Corbin. So you gotta look at it. With a big win like that, where do you go from here? Then they had the trial of the tribal chief. You know, Roman was talking about, you think I wanted to do those things? They made me do it. You want this? I don't want this no more. Him being manipulative, lying. Knowing he loved the power, knowing he known the respect, and Jimmy and Jay fell for it again. When Roman gave him the, whatever you want to call it, Hawaiian thing, I don't know what it's called, but let me know what it's called, y'all. Put it right there in the comments. Jay couldn't believe it. Roman threw the belt down, crying. Jay consoling his big cousin. Wham! Low blow. Damn. Jimmy put in the work. They fighting, and then Solo looked at the thing like, oh, snap. This supposed to be me. Then Roman looked at him like, you know, him and that. Then Solo reluctantly gave it to him. And then they started putting in work on Jimmy and Jay. Even they tied up Jay to the ropes. Why? Roman giving Jimmy that work, hit him with the championship belt, hit him with the steps, Solo with the splash, put his brother on the shelf. Jay riding with his brother. I got you, Uso. He came back out. Gave Roman and Solo that work. And Roman retreat. And he said, this is trial by comeback, Uso. You looking at the judge, the jury. He said, I don't give a damn about no brothers. I don't give a damn about no wise man. Me and you, one-on-one. One more time, so I can whoop your ass. And then SmackDown went off. So the question is, well, tonight, I'm actually recording Friday, but you know what I mean. Well, I'm pretty sure everybody in here probably accepting that as the program. Will Roman Reigns accept Jey Uso? Is Jey Uso right now the man to the throne Roman? Or could it be a nightmare? Still the throne Roman. It's on the verge of the looks. You gotta ask yourself. But SummerSlam is gonna be a great main event. It's gonna be epic. And it's gonna be off the chain. And I know it's gonna be a great match. Detroit's gonna be lit. Hey, while y'all in Detroit, go eat M&M's Mom Spaghetti. And go to Motown. You dig what I'm saying? And enjoy a good show. But, hey, I'm looking forward to the match. All their matches did deliver. And this gonna be one of the best matches of all time. Jey is on another level right now. Jey in his bag. Jey is ready to carry the torch. Thanks to who? His big cousin, who elevated him to the next level. You gotta think about it, y'all. So, that's it for that subject. Okay? It's five alarm calls and all that. Now, my next subject was Shawn Michaels really jealous of Ahmed Johnson. That was a weird one. I read that comment and read the reports, and you'll see the report I put right here. It's kind of weird. Like, why would Shawn Michaels be jealous of Ahmed Johnson? I mean, you gotta think about it. Shawn Michaels, well, according to Ahmed Johnson, with the comments again, he told Vince, well, he said he didn't want him to be a champion. He didn't want him to be WWE champion. He said the crowd wasn't ready for a black WWE champion. But you gotta ask yourself, was Shawn really threatened by Ahmed? I don't know. I mean, Ahmed did have a lot of buzz. But he was injury prone too. And he couldn't cut a promo. And the matches was kind of physical and subpar. Let's just be real. I'm sorry. I love Ahmed. The only thing that was spectacular was the Mississippi, the little power bomb. That's it. I'm sorry. If you can name me a classic Ahmed Johnson right now, I'll give you $1. Classic. I'm talking about, you like, man, woo, Ahmed put on a good show. That's what I'm talking about. I know you can't. But at that time, though, during they both rises, especially in 96, Shawn Michaels at that point then almost done everything in WWE. He won Intercontinental Championships. He main event WrestleMania. He a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. He just beat Bret Hart in the classic Iron Man match for the WWE Championship. And he was main eventing all that year against Diesel, Vader, Mankind, Psycho Sid. Even he got himself involved in the Psycho Sid versus Bret Hart match. When this was Psycho Sid beat him for the championship at the pre-pay-per-view at Survivor Series. Now, at the same time, Ahmed Johnson was getting that mega push. Feuded with Goldust, won Intercontinental Championships. A lot of controversial things. Goldust kissed him in the mouth, so on. He even teamed up with Shawn against Jim Cornette during that summer with Psycho Sid. And I think he was injured during that time. Or he was feuding with Baruch. But even he still got a big push in 97. Especially during the summer when he joined the Nation of Domination. When everybody thought him and Undertaker was cool. Undertaker was starting to trust folks. Undertaker had his own issue with Paul Bearer doing with the Kane stuff. But then he was supposed to win the belt. But according to D-Lo, man used to act dumb and slow. I ain't gonna say dumb, he used to act odd and slow, like, I don't know, and stuff like that in the shoot interview. Like Ahmed Johnson wasn't ready for this success. And plus he was injury prone. Like, and then of course Ahmed Johnson was not liked in the dirty locker room for his attitude and anger problems. Where he had heat with Ron Simmons, where he hurt Ron Simmons, and then Ron Simmons got it back in blood. Who else? Him and D'Lo Brown got the fighting. Him and the Legion of Doom got into it over the shoulder pads. And the reason him and D'Lo got into it because him and The Rock got into it. Then shortly after that, in 1998, he was let go. So, can we even blame Sean? Now, my opinion is, me personally, Ahmed Johnson just wasn't ready for this success. I wouldn't say the world wasn't ready for a black champion. It's just people weren't ready for you to be champion because you sucked on the mic. Your matches weren't that good. I mean, you had a persona go turn up, go cocaine crazy. Yeah, whoa, Ahmed, black man, all that. But other than that, you never kept the fans engaged. And plus, you was always hollering. Y'all saw the Monday Night Raw game back in the day? That promo was scary as hell. Why are you hollering at me, bruh? Damn. But I don't think he was ready to be the face of the company. And then that ain't because he was black. Hell, there's a lot of white dudes that weren't ready to be the face of the company. So it ain't a black thing, it ain't a white thing. Some folks just ain't ready. Then of course I forget him and Stone Cold had heat because he had claimed Stone Cold was racist. I don't know. Can I see it? I mean, he did say the N-word to Nelly in The Longest Yard. I didn't say it. He did. Y'all saw the movie. But on a serious note, I mean, you just weren't that good. And you wasn't ready for this success. They're just being real. Like, I don't think it was a black thing. I don't think nobody was holding you back. I think that was just a true thing. And like I said in a couple of videos ago, I feel like Ron Simmons should have got that chance from the beginning instead of you. At least he was a decent talker, and of course he was a great wrestler. You know what I'm saying? I just hate that. Now that I look back at it, I said the Undertaker match was a classic. Now that I think it was alright. It wasn't no classic, but it was just like, hey man, we just gonna, yeah, alright. You know what I'm saying? But I would have, if I was Ron Simmons, I would have felt some type of way. Like, y'all could put the bet on him when you got me. I'm one of the reasons why he here. You know what I mean? So, but I don't think it was I don't think Sean, in that situation, I don't think Sean was jealous of him. But according to him, him and Sean were supposed to have a program together, and Sean was supposed to drop the belt to him. I don't think it was because of the black champion. Sean just didn't want to lose that spot. Yeah, Sean getting all the money, you know what I'm saying? All the girls, drugs, cocaine. And you want me to lose to somebody? Hell no. I'm on my spot. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, nah, I don't know about that one. That ain't it. But, they did make a good team for a short period of time. Intercontinental champion, tag team champion. I would have never thought it was tension there, actually. But Sean was a major asshole to everybody. What you want me to do? He did lose his smile. Because he went with Brad over, but that's a whole nother story. All right. Now, the next subject is sad. It's a tragedy. The Von Erichs. The family curse, as I call it. These was wrestling royalty in Texas in the mid-70s and the 80s. Fitz Von Erich had 6 children. He had David Von Erich. According to Mick Foley, he died from a drug overdose. Then, of course, you had the great Kerry Von Erich, Texas tornado. He shot himself with a .44 caliber through his heart in February 1993. And according to Bret Hart, Kerry told him the plans. he wanted to follow through. He wanted to follow his brother's footstep, cause according to him, his brother was calling him, and plus he was having marriage problems. Crazy, right? Then you had Mike Von Erich, who took a fatal dose of tranquilizers in April 1987. Then you had Chris Von Erich, the younger one. After several years of trying to make it to the wrestling business, it wasn't working. He became depressed, and he shot himself in the head at 21. And of course, the only one that survived is Kevin Von Erich. Now, for a mother and father, that got to be hard. You went from 5 to 6 boys to 1. All because of depression. Now, mental illness is a serious thing. You know, it be folks out here that be going through it and just go ape shit, you know? Whether they schizophrenic or whatever. Just like down here in Memphis, we just had a schizophrenic dude killed the doctor. He can't even go back home to his family. He think this a regular checkup. Dude went cocaine crazy. Shot him in the abdomen. And shot him in the chest. Like, if people got stuff going on, man, y'all need to put them in a psych ward or put them somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell folks, like, is for example, like, if I'm dating somebody or whatever, and they tell me, like, they mental game ain't right, hey, man, you need to be by yourself and stuff like that. Play it cool, and because I don't want to play with your emotions, you feel me? Because when you got them demons in your ear telling you ain't gonna be nothing, you nothing, nobody love you, you worthless, you trash, you ain't shit. That's hard to overcome, especially if you getting addicted. Well, I ain't saying them, but especially if you getting addicted to the drugs. You know what I'm saying? You addicted to that life. You addicted to that high. Drinking. It's a lot to overcome, especially when you so sunk, when you gone deep and the devil got you right where he wants you, laughing at you. Ha ha! Come with me, dog. Don't nobody love you. Don't believe in God. No, don't believe in him. Believe in me. I got you. God gonna forgive you anyway, right? You gonna go to heaven, right? It's a sad subject. When I saw the dark side of the ring, when you look at they father, that hurt. That hurts. You lost 5 children, all to the same thing. Think about that. You and your wife had 5 beautiful boys, 5, 6 beautiful boys. Pause. But you know what I mean. Pause though. And then you went from 5 to 1. And he was pretty good too. He had the little claw move, you know what I'm saying? Hit you with that claw, you feel me? And you can see the pain on his face. He thought him and his brother was gonna grow old together. One love, oh man, gonna catch fish, crack a couple of beers. You can't even do that. You gotta have the reminder of you are, of course you wrestling royalty, but at the same time, you was wrestling tragedy. Think about that. That's a sad thing to think about. Shit, I remember mine when I was 12, 13 years old. I ain't gonna lie, shit. I thought about suicide and shit. I ain't do this shit, but I thought about it. And that's a scary feeling. Especially you got family that love you, care about you. But sometimes when you ain't used to hearing them words, I love you, bro. You feel unloved. You just feel so incomplete. You feel like that's probably the only way out. These motherfuckers don't love me. They don't care about me. F it. I'm just gonna off myself. Pow, 187. And it's just like, people don't understand what folks be going through, especially like in wrestling business, especially back then in the 80s and 70s. You know, why they doing cocaine blow? I mean, I don't judge nobody, but I understand though. You know, you getting beat the fuck up every night. You gotta have something to immune to the pain. Then you on the road every night, fast life, girls, cars. You just going. You know what I'm saying? And we just be talking down on folks and stuff like that and hurting folks' feelings, especially in this era, man. I can imagine, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going through? You know what I'm saying? Like, folks talking, you know what I'm saying? Folks sensitive too. You know what I'm saying? So, I had to talk about that because that was very sad, and we just need to bring awareness to mental health. You know, uplift each other, tell each other we love each other, call each other sometimes, check on folks. Hell, to be honest with you, sometimes shit, folks just gotta open up too. I ain't saying tell everybody everything, cause some folks be evil and stuff like that. But if you got people in your corner, man, let them be there for you. And most importantly, man, talk to the king, cause that's the only way you gonna get through. And I ain't talking about the devil king. I ain't talking about this dude. That ain't it. Trash. Hell no. The real one. When you get the Holy Spirit, feel it. You feel it. You know what I'm saying? Uplift yourself. Fight through it. Don't give up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a sad situation, you know. And I'm getting emotional. I'm sorry, but and I just feel bad. And then plus, I forgot the father. He passed away in 1997 in cancer. Think about that, man. You passing away. You spending time with your only son. You passed away 4 years after Carrie did. At 68 years old. There's some scary stuff, man. It's tragic. You know what I'm saying? You went from royalty to just one who carrying on the legacy. And you can see it in Kevin's face that it still burns his soul to this day. And I'm proud that he survived because he could have been next. Especially like his dad. Hell, everybody gone. I could have won 87 myself. You know what I'm saying? But he stood strong. He fought. He here. Because somebody got to carry on the legacy. So why not me? So you got to think about that. You know, uplift each other. And if people going through something, man, call somebody. You know, read the Bible. Do something. But don't off yourself, man. Because this stuff ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Because you think about this. You got one life and you one shot away from not never coming back. So you got to make every day count. You know what I'm saying? And try to live on the right path and be a better role model. We all ain't perfect, but you ain't alone. If you got family members, hey, let's get to it, man. All right. All right. Woo! Sorry about that. This video gonna be long, but I wanted to do this. Ooh, scream. Now, my next subject I want to talk about, my boy, my main man, way too sexy for my shirt, Alex Wright. Now, Alex Wright was a talented guy. But it just, that persona dancing and like I'm too sexy for my shirt, like White said Fred, or looking like Fabio and shit, it just wasn't clicking with the fans. He was a very good worker, hard worker. It's just, he could never get to the main event scene or mid card. Well, he mid card, but that's as far as it was gonna go. He wasn't in no big time feuds and stuff like that. It just, he was a very good worker. It just, he couldn't get over like that. Then, on top of that, my boy accomplishments was crazy. I didn't even know this. My boy won Rookie of the Year in 1995. He was WCW Cruiserweight Champion. He was WCW TV Champion. And he was also WCW Tag Champion. And he wrestled some of the best in the business. He wrestled a young Triple H, Paul Levesque, or Gene Levesque, whatever you want to call him. He wrestled British Bulldog, Arn Anderson. He beat Chris Jericho for his first and only Cruiserweight Championship. He wrestled Ric Flair. And of course, he feuded with Vampiro. Now, during his time in WCW and stuff like that, during the mid to late 90s, he got repackaged as Berlin. Now, that was a flop. I mean, you know, he was fighting Jim Duggan because Buff Bagwell didn't want to work with him. I mean, he had a good bodyguard called The Wall, R.I.P. to the legend. But it just couldn't get over. Because you got to think about it. You went from, it was terrible transition because the fans are. It was like, how we gonna take this dancing dude, pretty boy dancing dude, doing this and all that? Yeah, yeah, all that to now he a tough guy. That ain't it. Trash. No. It just wasn't gonna work. He was just one of those pretty good workers that, you know what I'm saying, just couldn't get over. And it was so crazy. WWE wanted to sign him after the buyout, but I was like, shit, y'all weren't gonna use him. If WCW didn't know how to use him, what makes you think y'all were gonna use him? You know what I mean? And plus, he played a dancing gimmick that fans gonna remember him back. So, like I said, that transition was hard to come. I'm sorry, bruh. But I think he a trainee at the WWE NXT Center doing his thing. After I seen the interview, that boy still look the same. He just bald headed now. But he's a pretty good worker. It just couldn't get over. I'm sorry, bruh. I love you, but that ain't it. Trash. Alright. Now, another subject I want to talk about. Mr. Perfect not winning the WWE Championship was a tragedy. I mean, my boy had charisma. He could wrestle. Very damn good promos. I mean, my boy dived, bowled, played basketball, baseball, golf. He was very charismatic. Had the blonde hair, the colorful, what do you want to call it, singlet, what do you want to call it. I mean, at one point, I feel like he should have been the face of the company. I mean, at one point, I feel like, especially when he was feuding with Hogan, I feel like he was their top heel. You know what I'm saying? And plus, he feuded with some of the best and competed with some of the best. He had Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, Kerry Von Erich when they battled for the Intercontinental Championship, Shawn Michaels, Roddy Piper, Lex Luger when Lex Luger was the narcissist and got the debut win at WrestleMania against his expense. Then he had a great match with Dunk the Clown. Ric Flair when they had the Losers Leave brand match. After Mr. Perfect had decided to join Macho Man Randy Savage after Warrior got suspended or drugged, whatever happened to Warrior. He joined Macho Man Randy Savage to defeat Razor Ramon and Ric Flair at Survivor Series. Then they had that feud on Raw because Ric Flair was going back to WCW to get the dubs and get the championship belts that he deserved. Then, of course, he feuded with Greg Valentine. I just feel like he should have got that spot at one point, at least once, cause he was out wrestling Hogan. The only people that Hogan won, let's see, we talking about wrestler wise, Hogan won better than Bret Hart. Hogan won better than Kerry Von Erich. We know he ain't better than Shawn Michaels. To me, he wasn't even better than Piper. I give Hogan better than Louis, but he wasn't better than Doink, Ric Flair, and Greg Valentine. You know what I'm saying? It just Hogan was the face. He had the gimmick. He had the persona. He had the size. That what got him over. One love. Now Hogan could wrestle if he wanted to, but he wasn't better than those guys. But I feel like at least Mr. Perfect got the belt at least once, even if it was a 30 days or a day. He should at least got the belt once. But shout out to my boy Mr. Perfect. I just wanted to talk about that real quick. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. All right. The next subject I want to talk about, Edge live sex celebration. Now, fresh off a great 2005, Edge defeated some of the best that year. Shawn Michaels, he won Money in the Bank, beat Chris Benoit, Kane, and Matt Hardy. Now he started off his 2006 right with cashing in the Money in the Bank contract on John Cena after John Cena defended his championship at Elimination Chamber after he defeated his championship in Elimination Chamber at New Year's Revolution. Of course, when Vince came out, gave him the trunk, you know what I'm saying, introduced Edge. He looked at Edge, hey, prove me right now. Then, of course, Edge came out there, defeated John Cena. And then a couple of days later, he had the live sex celebration, which was off the chain with girlfriend Lita at the time. Well, I ain't gonna front at 16, 18, I thought they would have sex on national TV. They had the bed, she taking the bra, this man in his drawers. You think they finna get it in? Then, of course, John Cena came out there and interrupted the celebration. But and plus, weeks later, John Cena won the classic match at Royal Rumble. And of course, Cena regained the title where he moved on to the Royal Rumble to face Triple H. And Edge went on to have the classic match against Mick Foley. It was just so funny that Edge said he kind of regretted the on Logan Paul and posting he kind of regretted. You know, I can kind of see that because we had that look like we could do a live sex celebration. Edge looking like, nah, bruh, that ain't it. Hell no, trash. But hey, it was a good segue. It wasn't the best, but could have been like you could have done something else with it. But I can see why he regretted it. But Edge still went on to have a major career and stuff like that. Who hasn't had a cringy promo in wrestling? Who hasn't? Well, not that many, but you know what I mean. So, shout out to Edge. Yeah, it was kind of. Yeah, now that I look back on it, it was like, all right, bro, it's kind of weird that they got a bed in the ring, and yeah, so I kind of agree with him on that. Now, my original subject was supposed to be rematch. It was gonna be Eddie Guerrero versus Brock Lesnar. Why they never got the rematch? But like I said, the bloodline was too good. But I still want to talk about that. So Eddie Guerrero and Brock Lesnar had a classic match with a great build-up, where Brock Lesnar coming out with the Mexican band, disrespecting Eddie Guerrero, and plus Eddie Guerrero putting his life and his passion about overcoming his demons, getting his family back. You know what I'm saying? It was a passionate moment. Everybody was rooting for Eddie. He was the underdog. Then of course, leading them to each other during that time, both guys was coming off fresh off their Royal Rumble feuds with Eddie, who feuded with his nephew Chavo Guerrero, who betrayed him in late 2023 or early 2024, along with his father. Then of course, Brock Lesnar, who dominated Hardcore Holly, especially after Hardcore Holly had returned to try to get back in blood after Brock Lesnar broke his neck during the previous year. Then of course, him and Goldberg was starting to have tension, especially in late 2023 in the backstage segment. It's a Survivor Series. Then of course at Royal Rumble. And then of course Brock Lesnar got it in blood where he F5 Goldberg and cost him the Royal Rumble, which started his program with him and Goldberg. Then of course Stone Cold gave Goldberg tickets to No Way Out in San Francisco. He appeared on the show. He got kicked out the show earlier that day. Then he came back that night and got it back in blood. Spirit Brock Lesnar. Crowds going crazy after that kick out when Eddie Guerrero did the tornado DDT at the belt. But he's down now from the spirit. Eddie's looking around. Frog splash. 1, 2, 3. Eddie Guerrero got that moment. I was watching that moment earlier. I ain't gonna lie. Every time I look at that moment, I almost start crying. I don't know why. I just be crying. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because I was happy for my boy. I don't know. But it was a classic matchup. He celebrating with Mama. She crying. His brother Mondo hugging him. Got the Latina flag, Harlem shaking, jiggling. Hell, even got love from the back from the boys. Farouk, Rikishi, Billy Gunn. Even Vince hugged the man. I love you, bruh. It's your time. And of course, Eddie Guerrero moved on to face Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. And of course, Brock Lesnar moved on to face Goldberg. I just wish we got that rematch because I wish we would have got that rematch because that match is an underrated classic. If you look back on it, that match was good from beginning to the end, and Brock really made Eddie look good, and of course Eddie made Brock look good. I just wish we would have got that rematch one last time before Brock left, and of course before Eddie passed. For real. Both of them guys are legendary. Go rewatch that match, man. It's classic. 2004, San Francisco, you know what I'm saying? San Francisco, I think they got is it a Mexican community? I'm not sure. But, hey, go watch that match. For real. All right. Now, my next subject I'm actually kind of proud of. Carmelo Hayes is ready. I mean, my boy went from security guard to showing the world he can hang with one of the best with an Adam Cole in a losing effort. Then, of course, shortly after that, my boy won NXT. He was the NXT Breakout Tournament star. And of course, he cashed in his contract on Swerve Scott on the debut episode of NXT 2.0 with his homeboy Trick. He became NXT North American Champion. Now, during his 2 runs, he showed he can hang with the best of them. Pete Dunne, Grayson Waller, Johnny Gargano, Cameron Grimes, Wes Lee, Nathan Frazier, Roderick Strong, and Ricochet. Where he got the jerseys in the sky to my RIP to my ops. And my boy got style and that flavor, that swag, that new. He's setting the trend for the new generation of wrestlers that try 27, 28 years old, along with his homeboy Trick. They on that Fresh Prince Bel Air stuff. I mean, they on that Bad Boy stuff with Martin and Will Smith. Then of course, he finally got his shine and his just due when he defeated Braun Breaker to win the NXT Championship at Vengeance. Then he been on the run. He run NXT with Trick. I'm sorry, Trick Williams, and plus he been teased in segments with Seth Rollins, where he introduced himself as Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, he didn't know who he was. Then of course he said, "I am him," and then he looked at that World Heavyweight Championship like, "Hey, they teased us, like we finna get that match, and there'll be a classic match I want to see." Then of course, he had a debut match with Finn Balor, thanks to him saving Seth Rollins again. When Finn Balor finna hit Seth Rollins with the chair, and Carmelo grabbed the chair. And he had a big match with Finn Balor in a losing effort, a great match. And he showed that he can hang with the best of them. Now he in a big time program with Judgment Day, where him and Trick saved Rollins, of course, a few weeks ago prior to that from Finn Balor. And they just had a tag team match with him and Damian Priest on a recent episode of NXT. And it's up from here. So any day from now, Melo gonna get that phone call. So I'm proud of him. I didn't think he was gonna make it out of NXT like that, but he carried the torch along with Braun Breaker, who in his bag. And I just got a debate to see who's better, but that's for a whole nother episode. But hold on, guys. I'm back. Had to cut my light on. It's starting to get dark or whatever. So plus I want to finish the episode. But any day from now, we're gonna see that debut, and I hope my boy become WWE champion one day. Or we could get this match, maybe. That'd be lit, right? Roman Reigns, Carmelo Hayes versus Seth Rollins in Survivor Series. I know, right? That'd be dope. But he gonna get that phone call. Ooh, screw. Excuse me, guys. Ooh. But my next subject, the beef still continues between Bret Hart and Hulk Hogan. And the latest on the beef is, according to Hulk Hogan, and I quote, he says Bret Hart blamed him for sabotaging his career. Now, this beef stems from the WrestleMania 9 controversy, when Bret Hart lost the WWE Championship to Yokozuna. Then after that, Yokozuna lost to Hulk Hogan, and about 5 minutes later. Now, according to Bret in the interview, according to Hogan, he thought Hogan was going to drop the belt back to him. But instead, according to Hogan, he said he was told he was going to lose the belt back to Vince. So basically, we didn't get that dream match that was supposed to happen at SummerSlam 1993. I just think Hogan didn't want to drop that belt to a little guy. I'm just being honest. Then, of course, you got to think about this too. We didn't get the dream match in SummerSlam, or we didn't get the dream match in 98. Of course, we got the match, but at that point, we didn't care no more. WCW was dying at that point. Like, we should have got that match like 5 years ago, previous to that, when they was in their prime and in their bag. But at that point in 1999, they had matches and stuff like that. It was just like, all right, I don't even care no more. You know what I'm saying? Instead of them having a match the previous in 1998 or 1997, they forced him in an NWO. Straight trash. One it. You know what I'm saying? So I can see that why Bret Slick hate Hogan, because Hogan didn't want to do business, or he feel like Hogan didn't respect him enough. So I can see why Bret still hate him to this day. I'm sorry, bruh. You still one of my top three. Even though you had that N-word controversy, but it's Bret, Hogan, Rock. They're my three. But I'm like, but they had great careers though. It's like y'all just gotta let that go. I mean, you got y'all to be 70 years old, man. Hey, let that go, bro. But I do got a question before I move on from this subject. Who had the better career? Hogan or Bret? And I got the championship status right here. Hulk Hogan, 6-time WCW champion, 6-time WWE champion, 1-time tag team champion with Edge, 2-time Royal Rumble, 8-time WrestleMania main event. Bret Hart, 2-time WCW champion, 4-time US champion, 1-time tag team champion along with his op, Goldberg. 5-time WWF champion, 2-time Intercontinental champion. And I didn't even know this. I didn't even know he won King of the Ring in 1991. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know if it was a King of the Ring in 1991. So I'm just going to, I ain't gonna lie, Wikipedia do be capping though. But I didn't know that. I didn't even know it was a King of the Ring. I thought King of the Ring started in 1993. Y'all put them in the comments and let me know that it started in 1991. Because I was like, what, 2-time? Oh, 1. But according to that, 1-time or 2-time King of the Ring winner and 2-time WWE Tag Champion with his main man, Jim Neidhart. I mean, we know who the better wrestler is. Don't get me started. We know Bret's the better wrestler out of both of them, so we ain't got to ask that. But who do y'all feel like accomplished the most? But then Hogan did have 2 long title reigns, too. So, it's hard to say who had the better career, but basically what I'm saying is both y'all are legendary. Y'all both made y'all marks. It is time to move on, okay? Thank you. Ooh, this episode be long, but I do this for y'all. All right. My next subject I want to talk about, Baron Corbin. I feel like Baron Corbin is the most over superstar ever. And what I mean is, before y'all slow your brakes, what I'm saying is, whatever gimmick they give him, yeah, the fans gonna respond whether you love him or hate him or you don't. The Lone Wolf, we love that. You know what I'm saying? He had the long hair, the music going crazy. Hell, he feuded against guys like Rhino, Joe, Bull Dempsey, Angel Neville, Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles, Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler, John Cena, Kevin Owens. Even became United States champion with that gimmick. Then, of course, he became King Corbin, where he defeated Chad Gable for the King of the Ring tournament. Defeated Roman Reigns, wrestled Buddy Murphy. Then, of course, he became poor and rich Corbin. I like the poor Corbin better. I feel like they ended it too soon. I ain't like that. But Rich Corbin was cool, but then that JBL, I gotta give you that one. That was straight trash. But now, they lost to Carmelo Hayes. He's on a new journey. He buried all his old gimmicks, and he's trying to reinvent himself. And we're gonna see where it goes from here. And I'm digging the vignettes. So keep up the good work, Corbin. Then, my last subject, and I'm proud of this young man, Alex Shelley, the Impact World Champion after defeating Steve Maclin. I forgot the name of the damn pay-per-view name. But he defeated him for the Impact Championship. Him and his partner in crime, Chris Sabin, had a celebration moment, a former Impact Champion himself, where they both had big nights where Chris Sabin defeated Trey Miguel to become X Division Champion. But now they have major problems with recently signed old crafty veteran Nick Aldis, who thought we was a face. Then he turned on Alex Shelley, hit him with the belt. Then of course, now he's joined by Leo Rush, and they both got matches with the guys at Slammiversary, whereas Aldis versus Shelley for the Impact Championship and Sabin versus Leo Rush for the X Division Championship, featuring the main event, and this is a first in Impact history. Deonna Purrazzo versus Naomi for the Impact Women's Championship. So it's gonna be lit. It's basically tonight, but we'll see who win by the end. You know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But hey, that's it for this episode. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.
I know some little niggas got baptized, trap cars, they can't put the drilling away. Had to part ways with the sad five bad guys, you might be a villain today. Ask God why I didn't get an answer. Why I lose my brother to bullets? Why I lose my grandma to cancer? Why me got